Today on In the Wood Yard, I've got a firewood delivery first, and then this big bad boy behind me is gonna make a bunch of firewood. Here we go. So I'm getting a late start today. It's already the middle of the day. I had a bunch of work to do this morning inside, but it's a beautiful day outside. It's about, I don't know, 60 degrees or so. Sun is shining, birds are singing, and I've got someone who wants me to bring him some firewood. So I'm gonna do that first. Then when I get back, I've got wood to make. Firewood, that is. Here we go. It's time to get busy. So I just backed up the wood chariot, here it is, to the wood pile. This is oak right here and right here. And this is pretty much the last of the dry oak that I have that can be sold right now. After that, it's on to other types of wood because the oak that I've got cut from last winter is not quite ready yet. I mean, it's getting close. I got some stuff that's just about ready, but I'm getting down low on the oak. And oak has been hard for me to get this year. It hasn't been very much available. And I was so busy doing other things, deliveries and so much other work that I did not cut as much as I would have liked. So I'll have to start selling some other wood. So here we go, loading time. Wood is in, down the road we go to make another beautiful delivery. I am back from the delivery that I just did, and I was just thinking about some comments that I've seen on the channel lately about the gravel that I put down. And there was a lot of guys that made comments about, well, when you spread that, why didn't you have the guy that was doing the dumping of it spread it out? Well, because my old drive ended like right about here, and everything from here back was like pudding. And I have a good friend, his name is Floyd, and he said to me once, you can't have any pudding until you've eaten your meat. So I put some meat down. This is much better than what it used to be. I'm not saying this is perfect. I know I'm going to have to add some gravel to it. A lot of guys were telling me, oh, you need to put down some number 2, number 3, or bigger stuff down below first. But the gravel that I got is kind of common in this area that works really well for driveways. It's kind of a crushed rock, 3/4 inch size at the biggest, down to real fine, so it mixes together really tight, and it is rock hard here now. We had about 1.5 inches of rain 2 days ago, and it's as hard as ever. So it didn't affect it at all. So I was worried about, if it would rain, because from up there in my parking lot to here, the slope is about, I would say it's almost 4 feet of a drop from there to here. And then it continues down going that way back into the woods. So I knew everything would drain this way. And eventually I know I'm going to have to put some more gravel down, which is not a big deal. I do have a dump trailer now, so my plan is as I have areas that start to need some improvement, if it starts, some of the muck starts to work through, which will happen, I'll dump some more gravel, because gravel's not that expensive. I can get a ton of gravel for like 16 bucks. I can take my dump trailer and I can go get, not a ton, 1,000 pounds is 16 bucks. That's kind of the going rate. But I can go get a couple tons for 50 bucks, put it down in an area, done. So that's what I'm gonna do. Now it's time to go split some wood. It appears as if the trailer is filling up. I didn't even run very many logs and it's already starting to fill up, so they're starting to fall out all over the place. So I think it's time for me to hook up the tractor, pull this forward, but before I do that, I'm gonna load up the live deck with the logs that I got sitting over here. So I'm gonna load up the deck and I'm gonna pull the trailer forward and we're gonna finish this batch off. All I'm getting is basically 2 decks full and my trailer's full, which is good. So, but there's a lot to do with one guy. I can find that out. 2 guys would be awfully nice, but I'm getting better and I'll gradually figure it out. So here we go again. at that. A bunch of wood I got done. Now, when I was running the machine here, I noticed what's happening on the elevator is there's a couple of these catchers, whatever you want to call them, that when they go through, they're actually hitting right here and they're catching. And I can see where this is all real rough and worn right there. That's a guide. And it does that on both sides, but mainly it's on this side. So as it was going around, I took a marker and I put some red marks on here so I know which two they are. And I'm gonna turn it on and show you how they are catching right here. And I went and got my grinder and I plugged it in, so when it goes around, you're gonna see how they catch, and then I'm gonna grind it off. I'm just gonna take a little piece of the corner off of these so they don't catch on there. So that's what's gonna happen right now. Those two right there. So I'm gonna do a little grinding. I'm gonna shut her down. I know which two they are. When they come around again, I'm gonna grind them down. That one clears. That one clears now too. So there it is. I took off a bunch and I cut the weld right here was sticking out a bunch on this one and this one. So I ground that down and took the edge off, and now it doesn't catch anymore because it was catching right here on this lip and then it was bouncing trying to get off of this. So it was quite a snap, you know, and over time it would have wore down probably, but it's all better now. So now I'm going to take this load, we're going to take it back by the other stuff back there. And It's a lot of wood. So here's the scoop. This wood right here is wood that I did the other day when Bert was here. He helped me. And then that's the load that first load I did over there. And that's the next load. So I got 3 loads here that are done that I need to get stacked. But some of the stuff needs resplitting. As you can see, this one right here, stuff like that. I'm going to split that again. But there's a lot of stuff in here that's, that's a small one. But like a lot of it's like this. This is the size I want. So I'll stack it as I can. And I'm going to grab a bunch of it, put it in the stack right here. I'm going to keep going this way. And this one here, I'm going to stack right in here too. And I'm going to stack a bunch. And then I'm going to split a bunch. I'm going to stack a bunch. I'm going to split a bunch. Because I find it works better to do it that way than to grab a piece, split it, and then go stack it. Grab a piece, go stack it. Grab a piece, split it, and go stack it. It just takes too much time because you're doing 3 things at once. It's better to grab the pieces that I can stack right away, stack them, get them out of the way, and then chunks I'll just kind of leave right in the area here. Then I'll split a whole bunch of them, let them fall right off the table here. I'll keep going as much as I can, and then I'll stack a whole bunch, and then I'll do a whole bunch more. So kind of in stages is what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to do all the action at once flowing through. Some people like to do it that way, but I want production. I want to get it done as fast as I can. I'm not out here to, get exercise, although that's part of the reason I'm here. So here we go. We're going to do some splitting. Look at that. It's a pile of wood. I got one of the loads done that was right here. That was from the first batch that I did. I did a full trailer load full, and then this is the second one, and then that's the third one. So I got a bunch of it done. It goes pretty good by just stacking, splitting a whole bunch of big stuff and then stacking, just kind of back and forth. It seems to be pretty good production. It's unfortunate that I got to do some resplits, but some of the stuff is just too big for my customers. I know for boiler wood, stuff like this right here, I can just barely pick it up with one hand. Stuff like this would be just fine for boiler wood, but that's not my customers. My customers are fireplace people, and the lady of the house has to be able to pick it up with one hand. So that's the size I'm after. So I split some stuff down. It's about a third that is perfect. About a third of it is close, like this right here. You know, that's not too big, not too small. And then a third of it is just too big. So, but it works pretty good to do the resplits with the Eastonmade Ultra right here. And it is 8:30. I started at noon and I got a bunch done. Not bad for a half a day of work. I got quite a bit done today. And tomorrow I'm going to do some more, so you should come back. Between now and then, you should get outside and get cutting. If not, go watch some videos on my channel. There's 700 waiting there just for you. Good night, Irene.